Less than a month away from the CAA men's basketball tournament, I'm Bobby Broyles along with Rob WASHBURN with this week's edition of CAAHOOPS Weekly presented by Under Armour. Looking at the standings, Rob, it has become a little less crowded at the top with College of Charleston and UNCW pulling away a bit from the rest of the pack coming into this week's games.
Yeah, no team made a bigger statement last week than the College of Charleston. The Cougars went on the road before a sellout crowd at Trask Coliseum and picked up a 67-66 victory over a UNCW team that had been undefeated on its home floor and then returned to the Low Country and ended Elon's 5-game winning streak. Charleston and UNCW are now tied for first place at 10-2 with 6 games to play. Now, 2 other teams went undefeated last week and both did so in dramatic fashion. Towson went to double overtime and outlasted Drexel 104-103 before rallying from 17 points down to knock off William & Mary 82-80. Hofstra overcame an 11-point halftime deficit to defeat Delaware and then pulled off an amazing comeback against Drexel, closing the game on a 12-0 run in the final minute to win 79-77. 4 games decided by 2 points or less last week, giving us a little madness before March.
Looking ahead to this Thursday, we begin with the Cougars as they look to keep the momentum going at home versus Northeastern at 7 on CA.TV.
Yeah, believe it or not, this is the first meeting of the year between these two teams, and it's an important game to both for different reasons. Charleston's put itself in a position to win a CAA regular season title, but has to maintain the formula that got them to this point, which is lockdown defense and efficient offense. The Cougars' backcourt tandem of Joe Chile and Grant Riller is playing at an elite level, scoring double figures every night out while taking care of the ball. And CFC got strong inside play last week from Jarrell Brantley and Nick Harris. Now, injuries have taken a toll on Northeastern, which has dropped 6 of its last 7. The Huskies have been without Jeremy Miller since late December, and then the CAA's leading scorer, TJ Williams, missed the JMU game with a leg injury, leaving just 7 healthy players. And freshman Bolden Brace took advantage of that increased playing time last week and scored 41 points over the 2 games, and Devon Begley is having a solid all-around year, leading the league in steals. One thing the Huskies have done extremely well in CAA play is shoot the three-pointer, and they're averaging better than 10 trays per game. It'll be interesting to see if they can maintain that success against a Charleston team that's one of the best in the nation at defending the arc.
Also at 7 o'clock Thursday night on CA.TV, Hofstra will take its 2-game winning streak on the road to take on Towson.
Yep. As we touched on at the start of the show, both of these teams come into the game with a lot of momentum after dramatic victories last week. Hofstra's been playing without big man Rokas Gustis for the past 3 games due to injury, so the Pride has been relying heavily on their backcourt. Justin Wright-Foreman continues to play at an all-conference level, averaging better than 21 points per game in CAA play, and point guard Deron Powers has averaged 15 points and 6 assists per game over the past month. Now, Towson has won 7 of its last 8, and its deep roster continues to pay off with seemingly a different player stepping up each night. Mike Morsell went for season-high 32 points against Drexel and then nailed a game-winning 3-pointer versus William & Mary. And the Tigers got a big lift from Eddie Keith with a career-high 16 points against the Tribe. The one constant has been the leadership of senior John Davis, who posted back-to-back double-doubles in last week's 2 victories. Now, in the first meeting between these teams, Hofstra built a 16-point first-half lead before Towson stormed back to earn a 6-point win. Expect another competitive game on Thursday.
A doubleheader of televised action beginning on Comcast Sportsnet on Saturday at 2 o'clock as William & Mary returns to take on the College of Charleston. The Tribe have been outstanding at home this season, Ron.
Yeah, indeed they have, Bobby, with a perfect 11-0 record at Kaplan Arena, including 6-0 in CAA play. Now, the Tribe has won their last 4 home games by an average of 22.5 points and shot better than 55% from the floor in all of them. Now, Daniel Dixon was sensational last week, averaging nearly 28 points and 6 rebounds per game while hitting 13 of 18 from three-point range. He's developed into one of the league's most dangerous scorers. The Tribe's also getting contributions inside as Jack Whitman has made 19 of 20 shots from the floor over the past 5 games, and freshman Nathan Knight averaged double figures last week. Now, we talked earlier about how well Charleston's playing, and they took another big step in their growth as a contender by going on the road and winning in a tough environment at UNCW. The Cougars were able to limit the Seahawks' high-powered offensive attack, and it'll be intriguing to see if they can do the same to the Tribe. And Charleston held William & Mary to 67 points in a 10-point win at TD Arena in mid-January, but Dixon didn't play in that contest. It should be quite a battle between 2 of the conference's top teams.
And we wrap up on the American Sports Network at 4 o'clock with Elon welcoming UNCW to Alumni Gym. I think a few threes may be attempted in this one, Rob.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet when you have the 2 teams ranked first and second in the conference and 3 corners made per game. Now, when they met back on January 2nd, the teams basically shot to a draw, with the Seahawks making 11 trays and the Phoenix hitting 10. But 2 other stats jumped out. UNCW grabbed 17 offensive rebounds and beat Elon 41-29 on the glass, and the Phoenix had 18 turnovers to only 9 for UNCW. Now, that led to a 79-63 Seahawks victory. Now, since that time, UNCW has gone 8-2, and Elon's gone 7-3, so both teams are playing well. UNCW is riding the momentum from last Saturday's 108-80 win over Delaware, in which it shot 69% from the floor and tied the CAA record with 21 threes. Chris Fleming scored a team-high 22 points, which is no surprise, but the Seahawks also got 18 from Ambrose Mosley and 17 from freshman Jalen Fornes, adding to their wide array of offensive weapons. Now, Elon also has a bunch of weapons to choose from on offense, led by Tyler Sebring and Danon Swoop, and Brian Dawkins is coming off a career-best 29-point effort at Charleston last Saturday. Now, one stat that might surprise people is that the Phoenix lead the CAA in field goal percentage defense in conference games, and the improvement on that side of the ball is a big reason for their success. Alumni Gym should be packed for this one.
Yes, it should. Now here's a look at the rest of the upcoming action around CAA men's basketball.
March Madness is coming to Charleston.
You know, how you play for those 3 days in March will dictate just how successful your year is.
There's a lot of excitement leading into March, but there's a lot of intensity that goes along with it.
The CAA tournament is coming to Charleston March 3rd through 6th. 10 teams, 1 goal. Survive and advance. For more information, visit CAAsports.com.
It's high stakes in the low country.
CAAsports.com will have all the information you need regarding links to live stats, video, and audio coverage. Also, fans, you can watch all of the CAA.TV action on Roku by downloading the CAA.TV's Roku app that is available now.
You can also continue to follow the league on Facebook and Instagram by searching CAA Sports. We are also on Twitter at CAA Basketball using the hashtag CAAHOOPS.
Our CAA Hoops on-campus crew was at Hofstra this past weekend. You can still check out all the sights and sounds from their latest trip on Long Island on all of our social media platforms. Also available now on CAAsports.com is our latest full-court press feature as the on-campus crew sat down with Hofstra's Justin Wright-Foreman.
Yeah, Justin Wright-Foreman has been one of the biggest surprises in the CAA this season, averaging better than 21 points per game in conference play. Now, while fans have gotten to watch him on the court, here's a chance to get to know him a little bit better off the court.
Yep. Next stop for the on-campus crew will be to Elon. Stay tuned to our CAA basketball social media outlets for all the coverage on the Phoenix, and CAAsports.com will have a full-court press feature on Elon next Tuesday. That is it from us today. Enjoy the games this week.